Global. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're listening to the Global Warm-Up with Judge Jules.
Judge Jules here again, saying hello and welcome as another Global Warm-Up beckons, promising a selection so dirty you won't be able to clean our vibe off. The turntables are ready to go, stuffing your speakers and solidifying your headphones. In hour one, we focus largely on house, whilst in hour two, we come at you a banging. Plus later on, a guest DJ as well as we welcome Rue J. Diving deep and always staying sweet as we lift off with Alex Preston, Mo Funk and Secret Weapons. Here's People Dancing.
Judge Jules.
Something about the music, make me wanna get high with you. Come on now. Something about the music, make me wanna get high with you. Really high. Something about the music, make me wanna get high with you. Something about the music, make me wanna get deeper with you.
Is simple. We start off each instalment of the Global Warm-Up in a groovy place and end the show getting exceptionally and increasingly banging as we unravel the week's biggest new electronic masterpieces. We kicked off with 3 rousers from Alex Preston, Mo Funk and Secret Weapons, People Dancing, also SOLARDO and Lowe's, Message in a Bottle, and BUTCH featuring Live on Planet, Get High With You. Plugging you in and charging you up to the max, it's the Global Warm-Up. Moving on with an excellent tourist remix of Pure Shores from All Saints.
I've crossed deserts for miles, swam water for time, searching places to find a piece of something to call mine, a piece of something. I can call mine. Is the place I can call mine. I'm moving, I'm coming, can you hear what I hear? It's calling you, my dear, out of reach. Take me to my knee, I can hear it calling you. I'm coming, I'm drowning, swimming closer to you. Never been here before, I'm intrigued, I'm unsure. I'm searching for more. I've got something that's all mine. I've got something that's all mine. Take me somewhere I can breathe. I've got so much to see. This is where I wanna be. 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 Can you hear what I hear?
Marshall Jefferson, TCTS and BYRON STINGILY, Us, the ESSEL remix, and the Tourist remix of All Saints' classic Pure Shores. Diving deep and promising to stay sweet, and there's yet more quality as we press on with Keith Mack, Just Rock and Roll, the Sugarstarr remix.
Shiny disco drugs.
Dangerous playlist best kept at arm's length as we plunder the finest tunes and sail away with them. We deliver to you Captain Hollywood Project, Only With You, BLR Remix, and Hidden Empire, Disco Future Rave. Well, at this point, time to give love and respect to you guys, this time round some of our X and Instagram family, where you can find me on X and Instagram as @RealJudgeJules or simply #JudgeJules. Hi to Chet, VRP, hopefully coming with camera to see me soon. Also L Park, C37. Plus Felix, BFelix73, who says, love your glasses. To Lisa, 1979, who says, see you at Trance in the Woods. And Glegs, _73, who says, the judge won't budge. And of course, big love to our broader Instagram and X family as well. Moving on, here on the Global Warm-Up, getting a sweat on to leave you feeling sweet. It's our listeners' portion of the show where we invite you throughout the week to curate a particularly moving old school memory, which you can nominate via X, Instagram or Facebook, and we'll pick one out at random from our digital post bag at this juncture. Well, on this occasion, EDM Classics got in touch, and what if this tune? DJ Sandy versus House Trap, a track I used to play enormously back in the day. Here's Overdrive. respect to EDM Classics who got in touch, picked out at random from our digital postbag to nominate our listener's choice. That was DJ Sandy versus House Trap with Overdrive. Well, back to the new music now as the playlist continues to oil your wheels. And here's an extremely energetic and somewhat quirky offering from X-Coast, the Boing Boing track.
the global warm-up.
the global warm-up.
Travel among them, even in winter, when the cold is strongest.
But I want you to know that it's the last chance that you get. Take me in or forget it. 'Cause I'm like the sun. You'll be done, and you are the last chance that I you'll be done, and you are the last chance that I ever get.
Inviting you into our boudoir and leaving you feeling made up. Judge Jules here on the Global Warm-Up, and if you're just tuning in, the brand new anthems roll on. Plus, we've got guest picks coming up soon from Rue J. You heard York and Adam NOVY, If I Were a Snowflake, and before that, VS Project Saint Birth Addicted and TENNANT My Sound. Raising rooftops and expanding horizons as we show some respect now to our Global Warm-Up Facebook family via facebook.com/Judge Jules. Hi to Lance Borman, who says nice. Also Kate Brunton, who says looks mint. Jerry Farrell as well, who says roll on Malta for some sunshine. To Alex Simmons, who says you don't age very much. To Elaine Annally as well, who says Taunton please, where I'm actually going quite soon. Feeding your sound system until it spits the vibe out. And what a pleasure sharing with you some of the biggest all-new electronic tunes on the planet each instalment. Do please play your part and let me know your favourite tracks on the show. It's at Real Judge Jules across all our socials. Of course, we start the show in rather groovier, houseier mode and increasingly get banging to an extremely banging conclusion towards the end. Well, here's the top of this week's class. This week on the Global Warm-Up, my tried and tested record of the week is from SØNIN and BLR with BRIEANNA Grace, the 2 a.m. club mix of Rush.
Lost in a crowded room, losing myself with you. Alright, how did we feel it? Everything that I wanted, I know it's gonna be worth it. All it takes is time, and I feel the rush. I'm
Touch That, our tried and tested record of the week. SØNIN and BLR featuring BRIEANNA Grace. That's Rush, the 2 a.m. club mix. As we create a big room feeling that not even a loft apartment can match. It's Judge Jules here on the Global Warm-Up and on the road taking my record box to the masses. You can find me on the 8th of May in Ibiza at Eden. Also on the 9th in Malta for the Wrong Open Air Festival. On the 10th in Warsaw, Poland for the Progressia Club as well. Come and say hi if you're in the hood. For my broader DJ dates, head to my website, judgejules.net. Moving on, here's Club Angel with Burna.
We'll be right back.
Low battery. Low battery. Low battery.
shine like the sun but remain dark all the same with the week's biggest brand new anthems here on the Global Warm-Up. And if you're just joining us, you've come to the party midway through. It's all available to listen again on demand via SoundCloud, Mixcloud and Apple Music. Well, moving on to this week's guest selection, where of course we extend a weekly invitation to different producers and DJs to select two of their all-time favourite tracks, one past and one present. On this occasion, we welcome Rouge. Rue's a house music DJ and producer from Birmingham, signed to Who Plays Records, Perfect Havoc, Stash Music, Toolbox House and many other labels, with an infectious sound and infectious energy as well. He's taken the UK by storm and he's bursting out. So let's welcome Rouge here on the Global Warm-Up. Over to you.
Hey Jules, it's Rouge. So my first record of the evening is going to be this one from Junior Jack. And I've selected this because for me, it's a record that still sounds fresh, even in 2025. And it's one of those records that if you need a reaction from the crowd, no matter what the gig is, this one is the one for me. So it's Thrill Me from Junior Jack, a timeless piece of house music. It's got a very, very long build-up, but then it's got a monstrous bass line that when it drops, the dance floor never ever fails. So yeah, let's get this one on. Junior Jack with Thrill Me. What a track that is, still sounding as big and as fresh as ever. Never ever fails for me, that one. A timeless classic from Junior Jack with Thrill Me. So next up is a brand new release of mine. I released my first ever EP on Who Plays Records last week, and it's exceeding all of my expectations, getting to number 2 in the Beatport Hype chart pretty much overnight, and it's tipped to be number 1 by tomorrow morning. Jules, you actually played the second track off the EP, Bring the Beat Back, on last week's show, so thank you so much for that. So the first track of the EP is called I Want Your Love, and this is doing some serious damage, featuring the vocals of the very talented Sheena and a very recognisable riff from the old Murillo track, Azzecca. I love to produce using classic riffs. I call it new retro house music, keeping that old school vibe alive, let's say. So without further ado, here it is. I Want Your Love by myself, Rouge. Thank you for having me on the Global Warm-Up.
Big thanks, and another prime purveyor of electronic music joins us at the show next week here on the Global Warm-Up. Tracks with more hooks than deep sea fishing. As we move on, here's Eli and Fur, My Reflection, the Hugo Cantara remix.
You're like a magnet. My compass hooked on you, taking me further away, only to make me madder. Maybe it's perfect. Maybe I lack control, 'cause you're still the coin in the air, and I don't know where it leaves me, heads or tails, wings or sails. Where do I go when you're looking back at me? So it goes, I held your love, now I can't live without it. I can't live without you. While you're stealing my reflection.
I was 5 and he was 6. We rode on horses made of sticks. He wore black and I wore white. He would always win the fight. Bang, bang, he shot me down. Bang, bang, I hit the ground. Bang, bang, that awful sound. Bang, bang, my baby shot me down.
shut me down. The global warm-up.
Jules.
I feel your love all over me.
global warm-up, supplying more quality licks than a pedigree puppy. We hit you up with BLR and Nancy Sinatra, Bang Bang, then Martin Hawker with Make It Right, and Above and Beyond, their new one featuring Zoe Johnson, Carry Me Home. Well, shifting things up a gear now here on the global warm-up, waxing lyrical and speaking volumes as we enter the final 30 minutes of this week's outing, and as we do each week, at this juncture, cranking up the BPM and entering extremely banging mode. It's our main stage mix, kicking off with New Tone, and check this out.
www.jules.net.
Number 2, they fruity, get on the
We're in the midst of our main stage mix here on the Global Warm-Up, and that was James, 1 in a Million, in the No Tracks for Wiley Music Folk. And we say hi now to a selection of some of the show's SoundCloud and YouTube friends. To Kev D6673, who says, I love your Prodigy remix. Also, Have Decorridon, who says, keep it coming, love to hear your sets. Plus, Nutter Weaver Putter, who says, happy days. And Mike's Travel Diary, who says, Jules the man. Plus, Xander, who says, awesome edition. And Christoph, who says, top. We're in the midst of our main stage mix here on the Global Warm-Up, the way we bang things out at the top end of the show.
I'm the one and only dominator. Wanna kiss myself. I'm the one and only dominator. Wanna kiss myself. Wanna kiss myself. Wanna kiss myself. Wanna kiss myself. I'm bigger, I'm bolder, I'm rougher and tougher. I'm bigger, I'm bolder, I'm rougher and tougher. I'm the one and only dominator. Wanna kiss myself. I'm bigger and bolder and rougher and tougher. In other words, sucker, there is no other. I'm bigger and bolder and rougher and tougher. In other words, sucker, there is no other. Wanna kiss myself. I'm bigger and bolder and rougher and tougher. In other words, sucker, there is no other. Wanna kiss myself. I'm bigger and bolder and rougher and tougher. In other words, sucker, there is no other. I'm the one and only dominator. Dominator, 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 dominator. Wanna kiss myself. Dominator, 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 dominator. Wanna kiss myself. I'm the one and only dominator. I'm the one and only dominator. Wanna kiss myself. Wanna kiss myself. Wanna kiss myself. Wanna kiss myself. I'm bigger, I'm bolder, I'm rougher.
The Global Warm-Up with Jules.
Darkness and sound become alive, for our world exists beyond the light of day. Colors of life reach out and take us on a journey. Music becomes our state of mind. Whilst you sleep, we celebrate to create unforgettable memories. We will never stop dancing. We are pure. We are one. We are the night. never stop dancing. We are pure. We are one. We are the night.
The sky, she is a dancer, and she dances in my dreams. Reminds me that the world is not as evil as it seems. She is a belter, she is a belter, she is a belter, she is a belter, she is a belter. No happy endings unless fairy tales come true. But she looks like a princess and there's not much else to do. I think I love her. She gets underneath my skin, but it happens so few things, so I don't let no one and no even belter.
we close things out with Jerry Cinnamon, Belton, the Boucher remix. Thanks one and all. I hope you enjoyed another episode of the Global Warm-Up. Remember, you can catch me back here next week or listen again to all editions via Apple Music, Mixcloud and Soundcloud by using the search phrase GWU, Judge Jules or the Global Warm-Up. Plus, for my full tour dates and other stuff about me, hit up my website, judgejules.net. Until next week, we say see ya. I'll check you next week.